So this session will be a little gentle, easy warm-up, and then from there we are going to move pretty quickly into a short heat-generating core movement. From there, we'll move into a flow. It'll be very similar to one we did last week. So if this core warm-up we're doing is not for you, just hang out for a few minutes. It's just gonna be for a little bit, or go for it, try. Just have some fun with it and see where you are. We will need 2 blocks. If you don't have 2 blocks, you can use some books, just making sure that they're evenly stacked. Okay, so I'm gonna move these out of the way for a moment. And then we'll go ahead and come on down to the floor for just a little bit of a warm-up. So letting yourself come onto your back, just settling into the back of the pelvis, shoulder blades down. Want to find the center of the back of the head and a little lightness in the back of that waist. Feet are on the floor, knees are bent, and just inviting yourself to take some breaths here. So sometimes when we first start breathing, we realize how constricted we are in our breath. And right now with this coronavirus thing, it's really important that we notice when we're chest breathing or way up in the collarbone breathing, and allowing that breath to go really deeply down into the very bottom, feel kind of the lungs. So letting yourself take a deep breath in as you feel comfortable, and then just letting it out through pursed lips. We're doing pursed lips because we want to feel engagement in the belly. And then again, inhale through the nose, deep and comfortable. And then exhaling, just drawing up the body as you exhale through pursed lips. And again, in through the nose, pause. See if you can get a little bit more in. And out through pursed lips. Stop, pause, blow out a little bit more, and breathe in normal. Just letting that breath come in and out comfortably. Maybe you've had an opportunity to open up a little bit deeper into your ribs than you have been all day. We'll go ahead and take the right arm overhead as you breathe in so we can feel some stretch through the right side. And as you exhale, bring it back down. You can rest your hand on your belly or on the floor. Inhaling left arm, really feel that breath into the left ribs. And exhaling all the way back down. This time we'll take both arms, big breath, both sides. And as you exhale, draw the knees in, hands can rest on your kneecaps. Inhale, feet to floor, arms overhead, get a little arch. Exhale. Knees to and hands together. Again, inhale. Exhale, bringing knees and hands together, and we'll just stay here for a breath. And releasing both feet to the floor. Reestablish your posture if you need to. We'll take right foot to the ceiling, letting that right ankle, the foot wiggle around a little bit. Do some point and flex. Check to see if you're pushing into that left foot and lifting your whole pelvis off the floor and making sure you're still settling into the pelvis. Ankle wiggles, open the toes a few times, shut them, close them, little toe fist. And then go ahead and point the toes to the ceiling, slide your hand to the back of the leg, and we'll get a little bit of point flex here. Couple times. And then holding flexion for 3 breaths. Sometimes it helps to just revert to that exhalation through pursed lips. Just making sure that the core is staying engaged. We'll go ahead and tuck that right knee in really deeply. Let the left leg slide all the way down the mat. And then letting that right knee open out to the side. And then close again. We'll do that 3 times. taking it out to the side, that's number 2, and back to center, and then 3 out to the side, and we'll hold there. So that breath may be very deep into the left side of the body, around the left waist, left ribs. And we'll go ahead and close that right knee back, so let your left knee come to join. And just going up and down the back a few times. Knees pull in as you exhale. As you inhale, just clearing space for that breath to come into the body. And we'll release the right foot to the floor and left foot to the ceiling, letting the ankle roll, wiggle. See if you can move that foot and ankle so much you can almost feel the sole of the foot getting worked. Let the toes open apart, squeeze them together, little toe fists. And then we'll go ahead and slide the hands to the back of the calf and point and flex, bending that knee as much as you need to so you can still breathe. We don't want to be uncomfortable. Really want to make sure that breath is full into the body. A couple more point and flex. And then flexing the ankle, hold for 3. And again, you can always breathe out through pursed lips if you feel like you're losing some concentration. Want to make sure the back of the pelvis is grounded. After that 3rd breath, tuck the left knee in way high, and the right leg goes all the way down the mat, calf heel on the ground. And we'll take the left knee out to the side, and bringing it back to center 2 more times. Out to the side, back to center, 1 more time out to the side, and this time hold. See if you can find that breath, this time through the right side of the body into the waist ribs. Keeping the back of the right pelvis grounded so we haven't tipped over. Bringing left knee back center, right comes to join. We'll go up and down the spine 2 times. Inhaling, exhale, bring the knees in breath away. Exhale in, we'll open both knees apart, finding a happy baby. You can hold on to the backs of the thighs, the calves, the ankles, the toes, the outside of your feet, and then get a little rock from side to side. Letting the heels come together, knees press away. It's like being in cobbler pose, except we're on our backs. Knees press away, holding the soles of the feet together firmly. Maybe a little pull on the shoulders. 1 more breath. We'll close the knees back together again as you start that exhalation. As you inhale, both feet to the ground. Arms overhead, legs down the mat, just taking a big inhale here as you stretch. And inviting that exhale to be long and complete, all the way squeezing all the air out of your body. And sliding your feet up, we'll just roll a little bit over onto one side and take your time coming up. I'm going to grab a little bit of blanket here. And just sitting onto the blanket. Finding crossed leg by tucking the right foot in first, right foot in first, left foot will be out in front. And you can sit crossed-legged as in just a simple crossed leg position. Some people like to tuck one foot in and the other one in front. It's completely up to you. I'm just going to let the arms reach up and overhead. Exhale, the arms around behind you. You can interlace your fingers or one hand can grab a wrist. Just inviting the shoulder blades to pull together, stretching a little through the front of the shoulders. Release and we'll inhale again, reaching up and once again, arms come around behind. You can interlace the fingers or one hand can grab the opposite wrist. Open up through the chest and we'll go ahead and release, unlock, cross your ankles. And just let your legs stretch out for a moment. And then we'll come back the opposite way. So left foot in, right foot out in front. And letting the arms reach up and overhead as though you had a string attached to the center of the sternum rather than the collarbones. We really want to pull that whole rib cage up. Reaching up through the center of the sternum, exhale the arms around behind you. Find that inhale as you stretch open the chest and release. And again, in breath, exhale, pulling the arms around. Inhale, find that chest open and release. Let's take the arms up one more time. This time bringing the palms of the hands together, bending the elbows, bringing the tips of your fingers down towards your tailbone. Keep lifting up through that sternum. Keep breathing. And we'll go ahead and release. Uncross your legs. Let them stretch out for a moment. And we'll find here simple cross leg again. Letting your right hand come to your left knee. Find an easy twist as you look around to one side. And then releasing. Uncross your legs. Find the opposite way. Left hand to right knee. Finding that twist. And we'll go ahead and release. Let's move the blanket out of the way now. And we'll get our blocks. So bring the blocks right in between. So you can, they're just a little bit behind your hips. We'll go ahead and let the legs stretch out. And getting a little forward fold here. If you notice, I'm not pulling my toes to me right now. I'm just allowing that hamstring a little more easy stretching. Closing rib cage to thighs rather than chest to thighs. Closer rib cage to the thigh, just easy right now. And we'll go ahead and sit all the way up. And bringing your hands to the blocks so the fingertips can just kind of hang off of them a little bit, and we'll bend the knees. We'll be lifting up into reverse table. Taking the hips up, just finding your spacing right now. Mine's a little too close, so I'm going to walk my feet. And coming up, pushing the palms of the hands into the blocks. Pelvis pushes up, belly button pulls in. And as I exhale, I'm letting myself down. I'm going to let my legs extend. My hips are up and off the floor. Let's inhale, come back to that bridge, that reverse table. And exhaling, letting yourself come back down. Do that one more time, lifting up. We'll hold for a breath. And exhale, letting yourself come back down. And from here, lifting one leg or the other. Or if you'd like to, lifting both. We'll hold. Releasing, finding that reverse table again. Breathe. And we'll come all the way down. Release your hands. Move those blocks out of the way. And we'll find forward fold. Again, relaxing the ankles. In-breath takes us up. And exhale, forward again. In-breath coming up. And exhale forward, and this time we'll stay there. Go ahead and pull your toes a little bit more. We're not looking for super deep forward fold, just enough to make sure the backs of the legs are getting stretched and the back evenly. Big breaths into the back. And we'll go ahead and release, sitting all the way up. Begin to move into some of the movements we did the other day. We'll take the left foot to the floor, right hand comes behind you, and lifting up into this backward, sideways kind of arch. So we're kind of in that reverse table on one side, and almost like a gate pose on the other, and letting yourself reach back. That right foot comes around. You planted to the floor. Toes are going to be turned out here. And we're coming all the way up to standing. You can let the arms reach overhead, just find a good stretch. As you exhale, sitting down into goddess pose. Inhale, reaching back up. Right hand comes back down. We'll step through, so we'll come back to where we started. That outside of that right foot's on the ground. This big inhale backwards. And exhale, depositing yourself to the floor. Releasing both legs down the mat. Inhale. And as you exhale, forward fold. And breath, sitting up. That right leg bends. Left hand comes behind you. And on this side, foot comes around. Inhaling all the way up. Toes are turned out in preparation for goddess. Sitting down. In breath, coming all the way up again. You can take your arms overhead. Left hand comes to the floor. Left foot shoots through. Breathe and sit. Inhaling, arms overhead. Exhale, easy forward fold, not going too far. Sitting back up, right hand. In breath. Exhale, right foot comes around, toes are turned out. Inhaling all the way up. Exhale down. This time right hand comes to the floor. Left fingertips to the ceiling. And hold. One more breath. We'll release, inhaling both arms up. Exhale, fold, right hand comes to the floor, right foot shoots through, inhale, arch. Exhale to the ground. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Exhale, left foot. In breath up. Exhale down, left hand comes to the mat. Right fingertips to the ceiling. Hold and breathe. Inhaling all the way back up. Left hand to the floor. Step through. Big arch as you breathe in. Exhale down. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Left foot, right hand. In. Exhale. In breath. Exhale, right hand comes to the floor, except this time it doesn't touch. Just rests above. Sink the hips. All the weight is in the legs. Inhaling. Right hand comes down. Step through. Big arch. Breathe in. Exhale. In breath. Exhale. In breath. Right foot, left hand. Inhale. Exhale. Breathing all the way up. Coming into goddess pose. This time fingers don't touch the floor. They're just hovering. Right fingertips to the ceiling. In breath. Exhale, left hand down, left foot steps through. Find an arch back. Exhale, sit. In breath. Exhale, forward. We'll inhale up, bring both hands down behind you. Turning the feet outward, lifting up, finding that reverse table, sometimes people call it, with the legs extended, or a reverse gate. Pushing the hips up. And release. Let's go ahead and find cross-legged. Right arm comes around to the left. We'll find a little twist here as we exhale. Inhaling back to center. Taking the arms overhead and exhale. Inhaling to center, arms overhead. And forward. We'll stay here for 2 breaths. Your next inhale brings you up. Whatever leg was in front, we'll just switch. And letting your hands rest on your knees. Inhaling, thinking a little bit of cow pose here. Exhale, thinking cat. Making sure the lower back gets as rounded as the top. If we keep the lower part of the back rounded and just the upper, it's too much in the upper back. So really want to make sure we're tucking through that tailbone. Inhaling, rolling up, lifting the sternum to the ceiling. Exhale, tucking, sinking. One more time. Inhale, lifting. Exhale. And releasing back to simple neutral. And uncrossing your legs. I'm going to reach back, grab my blanket so it's ready for my head. And letting yourself roll down to the floor. Coming into the back of the head, shoulder blades down the mat. Center of the back of the pelvis, knees are bent. And we'll take both arms overhead, lifting the pelvis into a bridge pose. Not too much, just a little bit. And exhaling everything back down. We'll do that 2 more times, nice and easy. Inhaling, arms are easy. Elbows are a little bit soft. Exhaling back to center. 1 more time. Inhale. Exhaling back down. Nice. Take a breath. As you start to exhale, gather your knees in. Inhale, letting the feet go up. We'll let the ankles wiggle around. Pedal the feet. Knees are nice and soft. Hands are there for support. We're inviting the belly to be relaxed. And go ahead and tuck the knees. And we'll go up and down the back a few times. Fingertips pointed to the toes. Uppanasana, supporting Uppanasana with the mudra of fingertips to toes. Two more times. See if you can slow it down with each repetition. And on this next inhale, releasing one foot then the other to the mat, inviting the arms to be out to a T. Just get a light rocking from side to side, almost more like you're just trying to massage across the buttocks from side to side, not going too far with the knees, avoiding a twist. And then when you're ready, letting yourself center. We'll keep the knees bent, feet to the floor. Coming back to that sensation of breath in as deeply into the body as you can find it comfortably. And then inviting it all to just squeeze out. Sometimes it helps to go through that pursed lips to keep the belly really engaged. Take a breath or two that's neutral in between. And then inviting yourself to take that deep breath in again. Neutral breaths. And then on this next breath in, we'll make it a little bit big. And full exhale. A few neutral breaths. And then again, that same little bit big breath. Letting go of the shoulders as you exhale. And as you're ready, letting one leg and then the other go down the mat. Shoulder blades are snuggled down towards the back waist. We're inviting the arms just to be comfortable on the floor, the feet to flop apart, so the knees and the toes can kind of turn away from each other. Inviting a little extra tension right now in the jaw, inviting the jaw to unclench, the tongue to release through from the mouth, softening the palate. Inviting that big muscle of the tongue to let go all the way down through the throat, inviting the first collar, the ribs right around underneath the collarbone to be released. Letting shoulders, arms, hands, ribs, and just slowly making your way down your body. Until you can feel that energy just be released right out the soles of your feet. Taking your time to get there, no rush. And the eyes grow soft, maybe the eyelids close. And taking your time here, 6 to 10 minutes, just letting yourself